This podcast is produced by the Harwood Productions Podcast Network. To learn more about the network and to find more of our shows, visit us online at www.harwoodpodcast.com.
Coming up on Game On, we review Half-Life 2.
At half height.
Hey there guys, welcome to another episode of Game On. I'm Cameron Harris.
And I'm Sean O'Brien.
And today we're reviewing Half-Life 2 at full height, because standing on our knees was going to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, whole episode on our knees. No thanks.
No. Difficult to see the screen too.
Yeah.
So Half-Life 2. Now you might be wondering, what about Half-Life 1? That game came out years ago.
Yeah, it's a really old game for old systems.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that thing is on.
Yeah, PS1 maybe? I don't even know.
Yeah, I know it was a PC game, so...
It was originally a PC game, and then it got ported to consoles.
Right.
Yeah, but so...
Maybe someday we'll go back and review old school games and include Half-Life 1, but...
Yeah, once we get old school consoles.
Right.
But basically, you could, if you can, you could try to play Half-Life 1, but we're jumping straight into Half-Life 2. That's what I've never played Half-Life 1. Mm-hmm. The only thing you really lose with that is some storyline, a little bit of backstory, but honestly, this game is really its own entity. It's a new storyline from the Half-Life series.
Got it.
Basically, you're playing Dr. What is your name? Gordon Freeman.
Yeah. Okay.
And you are technically speaking a doctor, but I guess in the first game, from what the Wikipedia article tells me, you were working at this laboratory called Black Mesa. During one of your experiments, you accidentally opened up a portal into an alternate universe. Mm-hmm. From which all of these alternate universe beings started flooding in and invading Earth. And basically now it's up, in the first game you stopped them, but then you were taken away. That part's a little bit shaky. There's this Mr. G government official guy.
Okay.
Storyline's a little bit shaky, but the actual gameplay is really good. That's what saves this game. Shaky storyline, but good gameplay.
Okay.
So now it's basically your job to save the city from the Combine, which are an alternate universe army.
Okay.
So this particular version of Half-Life for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, it's not actually sold as a standalone game. It's part of the Orange Box.
Yeah, Orange Box is, well, the case is orange. It's not really an orange box, but...
I'm not sure where the name came from, to be honest.
Right. I mean, it seems kind of random, but anyway, it's an awesome compilation of games. It's Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2. The first one, we're going to be playing Half-Life 2 without any of the episode stuff. Episode 1 is the sequel. It's the same storyline. It's just continued in Episode 1 and Episode 2. Gameplay is exactly the same. It's just a continuation of the story. Got it. Okay. And then it also, Orange Box includes Team Fortress and a game called Portal, which we will also be reviewing. Yes, a little bit later on. So be sure to tune in and check that out. Yes. So really good stuff. If you want to check out Half-Life 2 for yourself, you got to look for the Orange Box. Mm-hmm. A little bit weird. I think that's available for PS3 and Xbox. I think you need a newer console. Yeah. They might have it on older consoles. I believe Half-Life 2 is also available for PC standalone. Yes. So that's really cool. I believe through Steam. Yes. So if you have Steam, check it out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Sounds great. So here we are, Half-Life 2. This is City 17, which is one of the cities that the Combine has set up. Okay. And at this point, basically, we, the Rebellion, are fighting against the Combine, as you know, the army from the alternate dimension. Cool. Naturally. So, I'm just going to roll through here. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that this game is actually, even though it's the sequel, it's still pretty old. Mm-hmm. The graphics are a little bit old school. You do have old school loading screens. Mm-hmm. You get to a certain point, it loads everything up. It doesn't stream the content from the disc. Oops. Yeah, I mean, the game's been out for a few years, but I mean, nonetheless, still relatively impressive. I mean, looking at the fire. Yeah. The fact that it was originally for a PC, a relatively high-powered PC, means the graphics are still really good on a modern-day console. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of depth to things like the windows. Some of the things look a little rigid, but yeah, it's all mostly texture-based, pretty simple geometry. Right. It's still pretty good. You have no body.
or anything like that.
It's all first person.
And you don't speak either.
So you're a mute, bodiless person.
You can see here people are tearing down one of the screens that the dictator uses to... There we go. And in this case, most of the time during the games, it's just you. But in this case, you actually have some troops that are following you.
Oh, nice.
And that will help you out.
With you here, Dr. Freeman, we can finally make some headway.
Always nice to have a little assistance.
It is, and you can control your squadron, pretty limited, and sometimes the AI on the squadrons is pretty bad, so you'll end up like waiting for a person, okay, come on, figure out how to get past that door.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah. Here we go, we have, these are ammo crates, and this is a good time to talk about your weapon selection, because that's like, the whole game is basically a weapon-based game.
Right.
You use the arrow keys, and here are all your weapons. Now at this point, I've collected all of them. You start out with this weapon.
A crowbar.
A crowbar, which is, nice, short range. You can bust open crates and stuff like that. Then you have like a basic pistol, submachine gun, shotgun. Then you have like the gun from an alternate dimension. Here we go. Here are some troops.
Very alien looking.
Very alien looking. Those guys are pretty easy. Pretty simple controls. Just R1 to fire, circle to reload. Pretty simple. And you also have grenades, rocket launchers. You don't have a sniper rifle, you have a crossbow.
Okay.
Which for some reason, with a crossbow, you can like zoom in really far.
You have a scope on the crossbow.
Yeah, and I've never seen a crossbow that shoots glowing orange sticks.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
I like orbs.
Basically, yeah. Or glow sticks. And here's one of those old school loading screens I was telling you about.
Kind of annoying.
Really annoying. And also, there's no real autosave in the game. Because it's an older game, you actually have to hold down the start button to trigger a save.
Got it. Okay.
And you need to do that pretty frequently because if you die, it restarts to the last point you saved. And if you like go through an entire level and it's like, yeah, I beat it, and then you die, it's like, forgot to save. Then you got to replay the whole thing all over.
So there is a quick save after the loading screen, but other than that.
Now here we go. Here's a good example. This is a pretty cool weapon called the gravity gun. Unusual weapon. Basically, you can use it to pick up things and then launch them to get them out of the way. It can be used as a weapon if you like pick up explosives or sharp or heavy objects.
Like saw blades.
Saw blades, explosive canisters. Here we go. Here are some enemies you encounter later in the game. It's not all just alternate universe people with guns. These are actually hoppers.
Hoppers.
If you get too close to them, they're like mines. They jump out of the ground at you and explode.
Oh,
But
okay.
with the gravity gun, you can yank them up, and then they work for you instead.
Oh, nifty. So if an enemy...
You can set these as a trap for enemies or fling them right at them.
Oh, nifty.
Sometimes it's like, God, there's so many of them, but
Yeah, there's one more down there.
yeah. And unlike normal mines, it's not just like you touch them, they explode. You get too close. They actually bounce at you, which is a little bit weird.
Yeah, jump at you.
So you have like these little stations in here. Oh, these things are pretty weird. Head crabs. These things will actually like attach to people's heads
Oh.
and then turn them into zombies. A little bit weird. And they don't explain that. You just all of a sudden see these things, see
You
these
assume,
zombie people.
oh, they're bad.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious, but
It looks like there's ammo pretty strategically placed around
pretty
the whole
strategically
map.
placed. But one thing is that they don't always give you the good ammo. You'll be like, oh God, I only have this.
More SMG ammo.
Yeah.
Got it.
Then you got like these floating things here that drop hoppers on you and stuff.
Got it. So the controls pretty, standard first-person shooter?
Yes. The one thing that they've done is actually, I'm sorry, I said R1 shoots. R2 shoots, the big trigger. R1 toggles you between whatever gun you have. So like, say I have that machine gun. You hit R1, it toggles you between that and the gravity gun.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes you get lost in, and you think, oh, I'm gonna, I'll just, use the gravity gun. Click, and you actually have just launched like a crossbow bolt. It gets a little bit confusing sometimes, that extra trigger thing for no apparent reason.
Okay.
Other than that, though, you got jump, you've got crouch, and you also have triangle for a flashlight,
Okay.
which has limited amount of time. You can also sprint really quickly.
Cool.
There's another hopper.
Watch out for the hoppers, they're everywhere.
Gravity gun's really fun to just blast things out of the way. And you can see it does give you little reminders. Press and hold the start button to quick save.
Got it.
What are they shooting at? Oh,
Oh,
hello.
that guy up there. Hello. Ah, nice.
Crossbow bolts, very nice.
Very effective.
Very effective. Here's a hopper. Ah, there's a guy.
Got it, so you fling it at him and...
Yeah, I missed in that case. but-
Right.
Oh, here's a nice little exploding barrel.
Yeah, so it seems like every object really in the level you can pick up, you can throw, you
Once you get
interact with.
Once you get the gravity gun, yes. So like, you don't get the gravity gun for a few levels, but once you do, you can like, blast dumpsters out of the way and stuff like that. Or these explosive barrels. I mean, explosive things you can also shoot.
Right.
Trigger. But like, oh, here we go.
Nice.
Or like, there's a barrel over there. I can just shoot it a couple times. Sets off a whole chain reaction.
Nice.
And here's some hoppers. Some of the hoppers just launched themselves.
You
That's
lost
why-
one of your teammates.
That's why they call them hoppers.
Right.
Patch yourself up.
It seems pretty intuitive. I mean, basic first-person shooter with
Pretty
some
much.
interesting twist to it with
Yeah.
the gravity gun.
This was like one of the first-person shooters that I ever played, actually. So it kind of has like a soft spot in my heart.
So story-wise, it doesn't seem like it has a real strong storyline.
I would say that's its weak point. Oftentimes you're like, I don't know what I'm doing or why I'm doing this, but okay. It's not helped by the fact that your character doesn't speak.
Right.
So your character doesn't say like, why are we doing this? People just say, we're gonna storm this place.
Okay.
Okay. Might as
Sure.
well.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's more action-based.
Okay.
And there are a couple puzzle type things where it's like, okay, gotta climb up here and hit this switch or turn this valve.
Okay.
Loading screens, in my opinion,
Yeah.
most annoying thing ever. But yeah, pretty good game nonetheless. A lot of weapons.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at your menu there, you have what, a dozen at least?
Yeah, you have like 3 times 4.
Yeah.
You have each arrow key, depending on how many times you tap it, you get a different weapon.
Okay.
And again, you gain those slowly throughout the game.
So it's not like you start with 12 weapons.
Exactly. I jumped in like pretty late in the game. In this case, you start out with actually no weapons.
Right, and then you pick up the crowbar.
Yeah.
First.
And there are also a couple of vehicle missions where, for example, you're in a oh boy, more hoppers. You're in there's one where you're in an airboat. There's one where you're in a truck.
Okay. And do you actually get to control the vehicles, or are you a passenger?
You actually do get to control the vehicles.
Cool.
Most of these levels are all just you, and it is kind of freaky sometimes. Just again, bad storyline. How it's like you'll have like at one minute you'll have all these people following you, or your sidekick, side character following you, and it's like they'll just leave you for no apparent reason.
Disappear. Okay, see ya. Taking a hike.
It's just like, I'm gonna go scout out the area up ahead, meet you up there later, and then you see them again like 3 levels later. Where were you?
Yeah, come on, man. I needed you.
Where's the button to press to wait for the people who are going to help you?
Right.
So again, storyline, really honestly not that great. Maybe that's just because I didn't play the first game.
Maybe it would make a little more sense. But
Yeah, but in terms of actual gameplay and action, and it's a really long game too, which is actually long in a good way.
Okay, it's not like, oh gosh, when is this going to be over?
Exactly, because I mean, like this is just the first one. Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, they continue the story. It's
Got
the same
it.
exact thing. Same weapons, same interface, the same graphics. Nothing is really different.
Okay.
So they're like one big game, particularly if you get the orange box, because then one disc has all of the.
Right, you just jump over to episode 1, jump over to episode 2 as you go along.
Exactly.
Great.
So in my opinion, a really good game. Graphics-wise, leaves a little something to be desired. I mean, explosions and stuff are very fun.
Freeman?
Uh-oh.
Ow. It's also amusing. If there's an explosion too close to you, your ears ring.
Yeah,
So you hear.
that's pretty great.
It is.
It seems like the physics engine in it is pretty good.
Physics engine is very good. Yes.
Like I just noticed that grenade rolling down the stairs. And
Yeah.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Exactly. And I didn't really throw it. Like if I'm out of grenades now.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good graphics, particularly for its time. Just pause that there. Gameplay, storyline leaves a little bit something to be desired. Gameplay is what saves it.
Right. It's just fun, run around and shoot stuff up.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you just, it's just like if you're like, I need an action game. I just want to jump right in and start having fun with this. Don't care about storyline, characters, even graphics to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Just go like that.
It's a fun game to play.
Exactly.
Great. Sounds like fun. I have Orange Box and I haven't really gotten into Half-Life 2 a whole lot. Mainly just because I haven't really tried it out, but now seeing it, definitely going to go home and play through it.
You're a Portal guy.
I love Portal.
And we're going to review Portal in the next episode.
So definitely tune in for that.
Definitely. But until then, be sure to visit our website at www.harwoodpodcast.com. We'll have the show notes and where you can pick up Orange Box for yourself, as well as all the other video games that we've reviewed. And if you have any questions or comments for us about the show, you can send me an email at cameron@harwoodpodcast.com. Questions, comments, ideas for video games for us to review, all that great stuff. So, until next time.
Game on.